fight to apologize? Like, who the fuck you think I am? Well, you better slap your fucking self.
But Crawford took it a step further than just complaining about the money. He exposed exactly where he thinks that money goes. In a moment of raw honesty, Crawford accused the sanctioning body executives of using these fees to fund lavish rock star lifestyles. He described them flying private, staying in luxury hotel suites, and eating five-star dinners, all paid for by the fighters who were the ones actually risking brain damage in the ring. He pointed out the hypocrisy of a guy in a suit living like a king while the athletes bleed for the paycheck. He called the belt a trophy and made it clear he is the attraction, not the plastic and gold strap around his waist.
In boxing, where, Shaquille Foster and Terrence Crawford are considered the same on paper. We are champions of this sport. But Terrence Crawford made $100 million for the Crawford Canelo fight, even if it's less. Like, they did lower it down to 0.6. Apparently that's what Suleiman offered, and Crawford's like, we never had an agreement. So I thought Suleiman kind of messed up a few times by saying, like, he didn't even apologize.
Yeah,
no one is going to take your side in this. Like, no one feels sympathy for you guys, once again, because you don't tell us what those fees go towards. $300,000? It's a lot of money. Where does it go to? And Nick Khan, when he was on with Kellerman, and read between the lines there, I believe Nick Khan was Max Kellerman's agent at one time, and they're all kind of working together now, said that, Suleiman demanded a suite for the Canelo fight. He demanded all these tickets. He couldn't do this. He couldn't do that. There's a lot of stuff that goes on behind the scenes with these organizations, and I think there's some awakening is happening. It was kind of
angst, and he was begrudged against the WBC belt like he now is. Talk about F your belt. I don't care. I don't need it. I am the belt. Like, he literally put out shirts that say, I am the belt, right? Like a civilian to wear a shirt that says, I am the belt. The messaging, like, you will walk through the grocery store, people will be like, what does that even mean? I am the belt.
Where I'm from, they say BTA, belt the ass. But I tell them I'm the buckle. It hurt more. I only go by stats. I'm not fighting with undisputed title, but I'm not paying 3 sanctions a fee. I'm fighting with the WBC welterweight championship. What are you talking about? You want me to pay you more than the other sanctioned bodies because you feel like you better than them? How in the world all the sanctioned bodies agreed to the same amount, but you sit your motherfucking ass up there and say that I need to apologize to you? The fuck? You can take the fucking belt. It's a trophy. I'm gonna say this right now about the sport of boxing. I don't want everybody at home to hear me when I say this. A belt, I'm tired and I'm at home, and this goes for any company. I don't care if it's Top Rank, if it's Golden Boy, if it's Mayweather Promotions, if it's PBC. There's too many champions in the sport of boxing right now. Too many champions. It's not a such thing as a super champion. Not at all. And I'm not taking nothing away from nobody. It's too many belts. And the reason why is let me tell people what's going on in the sport of boxing. Why there's so many different titles and so many different belts. People don't know you have to pay for every belt that you win, there's a sanctioning fee. So now if a fighter wins an interim belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. If a fighter has just the regular belt, he has to pay a sanctioning fee. Then if a fighter is a super champion, then he has to pay a sanctioning fee. This is not good for the sport of boxing. When the sport of boxing, now when a fighter fights, every fighter is a champion. Now FTC, it's like a fighter winning an amateur trophy. Everybody is a champion. Everybody has to have a belt.
He told the organization to kick rocks. His argument was simple but devastating. The green belt from the WBC is just an accessory. He pointed out that the Ring magazine belt, which is historically viewed as the People's Championship, is free.
Mauricio, got a lot to say about me not paying him $300,000 plus another $100K something
for sanction fees, right? They ain't gonna tell me I ain't even tell apologize. Like, who the fuck you think I am?
WBA, they're famously corrupt, make rules that make no sense, create mandatories, have rules that apply more to some fighters and less to others, and they deserve no money. But they take a percentage of every fight they sanction for one of their belts. And Terrence Crawford actually was willing to pay a fee, just not the fee they were demanding. And I think if I'm an organization that does basically nothing, and somebody out there is literally risking their lives, and all I do is give them a belt, and they are willing to give me any money at all for my troubles, I should shut up, be happy, take the money, and smile. But no, they had to strip him his belt, and now they're gonna give it to somebody who absolutely, definitely doesn't deserve it. Just like they kind of just stripped Usyk of his belt. This is why we don't have undisputed fighters enough, and this is a huge problem with boxing, and this is why all the sanctioning bodies have to go. I'm not saying TKO and the whole Zuffa Boxing Saudi League thing is the answer, but we need an answer because there's a problem, and Terrence Crawford stood up to them. Good for him.
Why didn't you tell the WBC this beforehand? Because you used it, and then when the bill was due, you didn't want to. Like if I go to a restaurant, and let's say Red Lobster, which makes something up, even though I don't really eat at Red Lobster, but I go to Red Lobster. If I tell them I'm going to eat your food, and I don't have any money, or I refuse to pay, they're not going to serve me, right? But if I go in there and the understanding is you go to a public restaurant, there's a menu with prices, you must pay for your food, then they're going to just assume you're stepping foot in our establishment. So as a result, you know the drill. You know that this is going to cost you, right? You don't just eat the food and eating the Cheddar Bay biscuits, and then all of a sudden you get the unlimited endless shrimp, you know what I mean? And shrimp scampi and all this food from Red Lobster, and now all of a sudden you don't want to pay.
Roger, you had a storied career, 2 world championships, you fought the best in the world. As you look at Floyd and his skills, how far can those skills carry him?
Well, the difference with Floyd and how where he can take him is really up to the promoter in terms of how good he can be, how good he want to be. He got the skill to do it, but you need a promoter to do it with him. And that's kind of some of how great the fighter want to be. Fighter can be great on paper, don't mean he's a great fighter. You got a lot of them. So it's up to him. He got to do the work. The real work he got to do. No, wrong about the books, the article, about what the boxing magazine say. He got to do the work in order for him to be as good as he want to be.
In boxing, and one of the hottest commodities in boxing. So I feel that you know, it's a matter of basically getting out there and doing the groundwork and trying to make things happen. But I mean, it's not easy. I mean, because a lot of people don't want to deal with fighters, you know, because boxing has a bad image. But I mean, I think that Floyd can be kind of like a breath of fresh air in a sense, because I mean, he's so young. I mean, he's brash, he's outspoken.
I noticed that.
I mean, but he's a hot commodity because I mean, I think he's his best marketing machine.